Welcome! My name is Rachel Alford from Cozy Nooks Designs, and today we're going to go over how to make this Skye scarf. The Skye scarf is part of the Skye set that includes the scarf and the ear warmer. Both are free patterns on my blog, so I recommend that you have that blog post up next to you as you're following along with this video tutorial so you can get the correct stitch and row counts. I'll link that down in the description. The Skye set is also a line brand yarn kit where you can get the free patterns for both the scarf and the ear warmer and all of the yarn to be able to make that. You can customize the yarn colors to your choosing, and there's great color selection in the Woolies Air line, so have fun doing that. And be sure that you join my newsletter because I will send out when Lion Brand Yarn is having a really good sale on their yarn or their kits, and I also let you know when there are giveaways that I'm doing of new yarn that I have reviewed and different sales that I'm doing as well. So I will put that down in the description to join my newsletter too. And then of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on these cool tutorials that I show you and reviews. So let's go ahead and grab our yarn and needles and let's get started. These are the materials needed to make the scarf. There are 3 skeins of Woolies Air yarn that you need. This is ice, lilac, and cotton candy. And in the pattern, they're going to be referenced as A, B, and C for the different colors. And then scissors, tapestry needle. These are size 11 8.0 millimeter knitting needles and a 24-inch circular. And then an optional thing that you can get if you just want to try to keep track of rows easier, because once this is knitted up, it's hard to look and see what row it is. This is a row counter. So you can see this is how you increase the row with this big button here. And then this is how you reset it. And so it just went back to 0. And when you set it down and pick it back up, it will have your spots saved, which is really cool. And it just goes on your finger like that. Anyway, I will put everything down in the comment or in the description with all the links if you're wanting any of these specific things. To begin the scarf, we're going to be using color A. So A, and we're going to be working 2 strands of it, so double-stranded. So I pulled one from the center and then one from the outside, and then you do need to just manage that throughout the pattern. And then we are going to cast on 17. So I'm doing the long tail cast on, but you can do whatever cast on you're comfortable with. So to begin, I'm going to take both strands of yarn and make a slip knot. Insert my needle, and then I'm going to cast on 17 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So I've got my 17 stitches here cast on, and so now I'm ready to begin row 1. For row 1, we're going to do this seed stitch, which is knit 1, purl, knit 1, purl, repeated all the way down, ending on a knit 1. And that gives a nice bumpy staggered look with it, which looks really nice with this yarn and why I chose it with this yarn. So here's knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and purl 1. It does take a little bit to get used to working with this yarn as it's so fuzzy. But once you get the hang of it, then you can whip through pretty fast. I made the ear warmers last night, and once I got the hang of it, I was able to watch a show while making it, which was nice and fun and relaxing. Purl, knit, purl, knit, all the way down. And we'll have 17 stitches at the end of this row too. Just working 17 stitches all the way up. 3 stitches left, so we have our knit, And now we're going to purl. And then one stitch left, which we're going to knit. There's row 1, and I'm going to mark that row 1. You can see it there on my counter there. So to do row 2, we're going to do the same repeat. So we're going to begin by knitting 1 and then purling the next one. Repeat that all the way down, and we will end with a knit 1 again. And I have a full yarn review of Woolly's Air yarn if you haven't worked with it yet. It goes through the Cozy Yarn rating system, and I show you in depth all about the yarn. You can find that video here. And then I also have an ear warmer that goes with this scarf to make a set, and I will link that down in the description. Okay, 2 stitches left, purl, and then knit. So there's row 2, and then I'm going to mark it row 2. So we're going to continue doing this pattern until we've done 56 rows, and then we'll meet back up together. We're going to switch to our second color, the color B. I just finished row 56, and so I'm ready to do row 57. To do that, I need to drop one of the strands of A. So I'm going to, all right, cut. There we go. And then grabbing my color B, that will be my second strand for this section. And it creates a nice little color change. So grabbing these 2 strands, I'm ready to begin row 57, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'm going to knit the first one and then purl the second one and then knit the next one. We're doing the seed stitch all the way down and then ending with a knit stitch. So here I'm going to purl and knit. There we go, all the way down, doing my seed stitch. So I'm going to do this for the next several rows. I'm going to end on row 84, and then I'm going to switch both strands to color B, and then do about 16 inches in color B only, held double stranded. So you can see what it looks like. It's starting to do a nice little color gradual change. So I'm going to do this next several rows off camera, and we'll meet back up for row 85. I'm to the point where I need to fasten off color A and switch both strands to color B. So just giving myself a little tail and then getting color A out of the way. Grabbing 2 strands of color B. And now I'm ready to do this section. I'm going to do this section for until row 141. So let's start it together. We'll do knit first and then a purl in the next stitch. Let me grab the tail. There we go. So here's our knit stitch and then purl, knit, and purl. We'll do that all the way down, and for the next, what is that, 56 rows I think it is. And so we'll do these big color blocks with the same color are twice as big as the gradual dual color sections. So you can see we are now morphing completely over to color B. I need to do a purl and then a knit. So I'll continue doing this off camera, and we will meet back up when we have reached row 141. I've reached the point of my second gradual color change, so I need to change one of my 2 strands of B to color C, and I have already cut off one of them because I wanted to make sure that I had my nice skein left that I could use and not accidentally use the wrong one. So I have been looking forward to this color transition the whole time, so I'm very excited to be able to switch to color C for one of the strands. And then you're just going to do the seed stitch again. So you're going to knit this first one, and then you're going to purl the next one, knit the next, purl, and we're going to do this for 28 rows, and then we will do 2 strands of pink and drop our purple. And I'm going to do all of that off camera, and I'm going to show you back when we reach the end of the scarf, row 224, when I bind off, and then we're going to finish it together. So I will meet you back up there. I've reached the end of my scarf, and so I just wanted to show you quickly how to bind off. So we're going to bind off as the stitch presents. So we're going to, for the knit, I'm just going to knit like normal as I'm doing the seed stitch. I'm going to purl this one, and then I'm going to bind off by taking this stitch and passing it over the second stitch, like that. So now I'm to a knit stitch again. I need to knit. So I'm going to knit this stitch and then take this stitch right here and pass it over this stitch I just knit. Make sure I'm not doing it too tight. There we go. So you just continue all the way down, and then let me just show you one more stitch, and then we're going to do the fringe together. We'll add the fringe. So just passing it over like that. So I'm going to do the rest off camera, and then we will add the fringe. To do the fringe, I'm starting on the bind off edge, and so that means I need colors C and B. So I have a strand, 12-inch strand of each, but on the opposite edge, the cast on edge, you're going to do colors A and B for the strands. So you can insert it through with your fingers by going through the stitches across. But if you do have a crochet hook, it is simpler to use the crochet hook. You just insert the hook into the bind off stitch edge like that. And then you put the 2 strands folded in half on the hook, pull up the loop, and then put the ends through the loop. Sorry, that might have been off camera. Let me do it again. Okay, so you put the crochet hook through the bind off edge. You take your 2 strands and then you fold them in half and put them on the crochet hook, pull up a loop like this, and then you take the strand ends and pull it through the loop and then pull it tight. And that is how you make the fringe. So I'm going to do that all the way off and do it on the opposite side as well. And that is how you make the scarf. I have a matching ear warmer to go with that here. You can find here. Really cozy, love working with Woolly's Air yarn. I also have a full review of Woolly's Air yarn. I'll drop that video down in the description if you want to go ahead and watch that as well. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. I hope you liked it. I am Rachel from Cozy Nooks Designs, and make sure that you give it a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel for future free patterns and tips.